What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I recently had a subscriber ask me what type of materials do I use as far as fillers. Um, Really, it all depends on what I'm working with. For instance, this car, there's no filler on it. Well, I take that back. One little area right back over here because I was having a problem with the low spot. And on that one, I used a mill putt, which I used right there just to lightly fill it in, which worked out great. I was able to sand it out at that point and get a nice smooth surface. Uh, so there is multiple different fillers that I use, depending on the material I'm also working with. Uh, this is uh, Bondo glazing putty. Yes, I already know before somebody says it, the camera's backwards. My settings are not holding on this camera for some reason. I probably need to update my phone. But this is made by Bondo. It's professional glazing and spot putty. This works out really, really nice for pinholes or um, areas that maybe just like lightly where you can see like a ridge or a little bit of a dip. Works out very nice, and it normally comes with a hardener. It's a two-part. Uh, Been in the automotive industry for a long time. Worked out very, very nice. So I got to experiment with that on models. Works just as well as it does on cars. Mill putt. Before anybody says it, yes, I know it's backwards. Mill putt. Um, Very, very nice stuff. They have multiple different styles of fillers and adhesive stuff. This one you can get over at Hobby Lobby, and it works very nice. If you're working with some plastics, they also have some stuff that's like a yellow color. Works really nice with plastics because you can go and actually form it and just kind of make it work with what you're doing to make it match the other side. Very, very good, cool stuff. You can order this online or go to Hobby Lobby or any hobby store should carry this. Now, for those of you that get really, really like some big pieces that you're working on, one of the other ones I also use is Bondo glass or any type of automotive fiberglass or Bondo glass that is available, whether it's Bondo. Uh, there's a couple others out there that any automotive store. I primarily use O'Reilly's anyway, so they have different ones. Bondo glass, big can of it. It's worked out great. I haven't used this can yet, so it's still unopened. That's a big can. It should last you a very, very long time, unless you're doing automotive. Um, those are primarily it. Oh, and DAP. Sorry, and DAP wood glue. Or not wood glue, but DAP wood filler. I like DAP when I'm working with wood. It gets in there, it seals up, it hardens up. It's just like wood, and you still work with it. I like that product. Um, as far as glues, I primarily stick with Extreme Power Glue. This is available at Hobby Lobby. They have all three settings. This is a medium. They have a thick and then a thin set. The thin set works out really nice for like uh, real thin sheets of wood that you're working with. It works out good to go in and actually like re-strengthen the inside of it. So it's still cuttable. It's still workable with. Works good. And this is the same thing as Zap. So anybody that tells you Zap glue is better than this, I hate to tell you, your Zap glue that you just spent $6 on, same glue over at Hobby Lobby. Just has a different name on it, but it's made by the same people. Instaset is another one I use. Um, I didn't get a little bit low there. But anyways, yes, Instaset is another one um, that you can get at Hobby Lobby. Same thing as a Zap set or whatever. It's the same product. And also, I'll use an unbonding agent made by Instaset as well, and that's only if I absolutely have to use it. Glue, I also like again, depending on what I'm working with, I may wind up using Titebond wood glue, and it also depends on the project I'm using as well. Uh, whew. Well, that was a question that a subscriber asked, and I was like, "Oh, there's a whole list there." Paints, again, I primarily outsource to a lot of different places. Um, but the biggest reason for that is that if you go to a hobby shop, you know you're fixing to spend lots and lots of money, and I try to keep my build price down. Much like the F&M excursion train I'm building, it's all how do you put it? It's all more of the colors are not prototypical. They are, but they're not. Okay, so basically on that one, it was the thought came across. Okay, it's an excursion train, and you want to get like some rich, lively colors, deeper colors. You know, you want it to pop so people see it, and make people go, "Ooh, I want to ride on it." That was the whole thought behind it. So I didn't go with prototypical colors. Now the prototypical colors are available through Humble, which is Mediterranean blue and sky blue, along with their I think they call it matte orange or something like that. It's pretty close to what I was working with. So in that instance, Color Shot. This is available at Michael's, Joann's, some Walmarts. Um, Good product. I actually love this product. It's a small can. It dries very nice, very glossy. Um, I can put Rust-Oleum over top of it to tone down the gloss, but great product. My go-to has always been Rust-Oleum. Always has been. Rust-Oleum makes a good product. I have dealt with them for many years. Um, this is the Marigold Yellow that I picked up from the Long Caboose. That was very prototypical to the NDAM color. So that was another one. And a product I recently started using that I really like, which is Behr. Behr spray paint, available at Home Depot. I think some Lowe's does carry it, but this is the dark steel gloss, and I can still put a Rust-Oleum on top of it, no reaction. Uh, so I do use a lot of products. I just recently started using the Mystique tractor and implement paint because, well, they didn't have the Kubota orange in their Rust-Oleum quartz. Oh, sorry about that. Um, so I decided to try this one. Now this one is AC orange. Don't let the cap fool you. Does a cap match those? Yeah, no. Mm-mm. It's a very glossy paint. Takes about 24 hours to work with, which is okay, but I wish it would drop a little bit faster. But it worked out very nicely. It gave it a darker appearance, which is what I was looking for. And I'm going to see if they have this available in the quart size. The way I did this, using it from a can on the rails, well, let me show you. Now, this is not the actual cup, because I don't know what I did with it. I think somebody stole it. I left it out there in my truck. This is actually a cup I used with the Color Shot to do some touch-up paint. This cup, all it is that bottle. I just took it, cut the bottom off, sprayed the paint in there, a couple of seconds, and then get the paint that I needed to do the touch-ups. And hey, it worked, The thing about the Mystique, this is very smelly paint. Do it outside. I did not do it inside my truck. I did it outside. But even the odor coming off the paint was so strong. I actually had to paint those handrails outside the truck and then wait about an hour before I could bring the car back in because the odor was so strong. So just be aware of that. Another paint they use is Duplicolor. It's an automotive paint available at any O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advanced Auto, Napa. Just kind of depends on where you're at in the part of the country you're in where you can get it at. Duplicolor is actually a very nice paint. I have dealt with Duplicolor for many, many years now. I actually love their product. I really do. The clear coat, wasn't real happy with the clear coat that I got from them this last time. It was very junky, if you want to call it that. And this, I've never had a problem with Duplicolor paint on their clear coat. But this clear coat was so nasty. It didn't dry up good. It was nasty. And it hazed. It didn't matter what I did to this can, I couldn't change it. And I wound up going back onto the caboose / boxcar combo, the hutch, and wound up reshooting it with Rust-Oleum Satin Clear. And once I did that, it actually came down and actually laid down nice and smoothed everything out, and it became very, very nice and very nice with a nice gloss to it. So, Duplicolor, first time y'all have ever let me down. But hey, it may have been a bad can, or whatever, I don't know. After 20 plus years of being in the automotive industry, one of your products let me down. Disheartening. Primers. I like the Duplicolor Primer 2-in-1. It's actually very nice primer. You go through it pretty quickly because it is kind of thin. So what I would suggest is a Rust-Oleum sandable primer, but you can also get it in the automotive store, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. That works out really nice, especially if you can get a sandable, fillable primer. This right here, like I said, this was Duplicolor. Nice product. I really liked it. But I can also get the same thing through Rust-Oleum. So that works out nice to fill up light scratches. And then once you do your smoothing, done. It's nice. So I hope this answers some questions to what I use. It all really comes down to, again, to what materials I'm working with. Much like with the car right now, the experimental German railgun, I've used DAP wood filler on it. And that was just like in a couple of the areas where the cardboard needed to be trimmed, and it had like a lip in there. So I was able to go in there and put that in there and, make it nice and smooth before it got fiberglass. Not fiberglass, because it's got no fiberglass on it. It's all resin. Again, there's another product to use, resin. If you like working with fiberglass, resin. If you're working with some with cardboard on it, works out very nice. Just you have to do a lot of sanding. This is wood, cardboard, and resin. Lots of sanding. Again, it all depends on what you're working with. So there's a lot of different stuff I use. And as we get more and more into it, and I get back on the German railgun after I get home, so I can get my bogies lined up for it, then at that point, we'll have a better idea of what's going to be next. As always, keep the shiny setup rubber down. Please hit like and subscribe. Drop some comments. Let's have some good times here on the channel, and just keep on rocking. As always, I will see y'all on the next video. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I got some driving to do tomorrow, so just kind of depending on what I'm doing at the time. Again, thank you all for 100 subscribers. Y'all guys are great. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I've really enjoyed it. See y'all in the next video. Good night.